Hey guys, the Rizzler is over.
Boy, is he ever.
What is going on? Welcome to No Chill Promos. How y'all doing? Hope having a blessed Monday still, if you're watching this. Alright, start off this week. Before I get into this long ass review for AEW's Full Gear 2024. Just gotta do a quick shout out to all subscribers to the channel and to the followers on the run. Still at back down to 305, but it's all good. I mentioned it earlier about the bots or whatever, people coming in and coming out. It's like a revolving door. It's all good. I still appreciate all the over 300 subs on this channel. It's still insane to me. All right, thank you. Thank you very much. I really, truly mean it. All right. But yeah, let's not waste any more time because this is a long ass fucking show, man. 12 matches? Which is far too many. Too many fucking matches, man. Hot damn. Alright, but yeah, I'll try to break it down as quick as I can. Alright, I'm trying to be here all fucking day. Right? We start off with the pre-show. Alright, they had, Jarrett, Renee, RJ City, and Stingray from Cobra Kai commentary. But I don't care about that. So break down the matches. Right, you got, first match was a cat. In a bad attitude. Anna Jay versus the Virtuosa, Deonna Purrazzo. Alright, and I guess she has some new group with Taya Valkyrie called the Vendetta. I like the name, but these two are not getting pushed. Alright, like just look at Purrazzo's run so far in AEW. It has been absolutely underwhelming. Alright, I'm sorry to say, and that's just because like, you look at Deonna, talented as she is, the former multiple-time Knockouts champion, one of the best, like, technical wrestlers in the world, right? But you look at her on this roster, and you just think to yourself, like, they have absolutely zero plans for this woman, all right? We'll just stick the two former TNA Knockouts together and go from there. But I digress. Match itself was okay for what it was. But fast forward to the finish, was Purrazzo trying to lock in the Fujiwara armbar for the submission, but Anna Jay counters it to pin for the 1-2-3. Alright, so Anna Jay goes over, as I wanted her to, because I like Anna Jay. I like both these two, honestly, but it's like Anna Jay needs to push. Alright, she's one of the AEW originals, you could say. I guess so push her, man. Like, sexy, got a promo, it's okay on the mic, and she could work, so push the woman, right? But we move on, we see Lexi and the Billy Goat, Billy Starks. She was talking about at Wrestle Dynasty next year, there's going to be some International Women's Cup, and Billy Starks is going to be on it, and I'm like, damn, so they're going to do Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty. That's gonna be a bitch to review, man. Hot damn, but I'm gonna watch it. I'll definitely plan on watching both. So, and I know I'm behind on my New Japan shit, but I digress. Billy says that she's looking forward to the opportunity. Then we see Red Velvet, her fine ass, all right, who is the current ROH TV champion, if I'm not mistaken. She says, I already whooped your ass, and I'm gonna be in the tournament too. All right, and then we see Layla Hirsch showing up, and she says that I'm gonna whoop both your asses, alright, given the opportunity. And then we see the forever ROH champion, Athena, alright? She comes in, she's like, I dog walked you, and I damn sure dog walked your ass, Billy Goat. Alright, and Red Velvet touches her, she's like, oh, no you don't. She's like, get your hands off of me. Alright, and then they start bickering and shit, and that's it. But the sad thing is that this is the closest we've seen to Athena on an AEW pay-per-view. She's on the fucking pre-show. Hot damn. Right? Like, what the fuck? But That's all that happened here, so we move on. And then the next match was a fatal 4-way between was Dante Martin, the Beast Mortis, Commander, and Buddy Matthews. I'm just going to fast forward to the finish, which was Dante hitting a frog splash onto Beast Mortis, but then we see Buddy Matthews coming out of nowhere, hits the curb stomp or the fade black. So Dante for the 1-2-3, crowd popped, crowd was over for Buddy, and the right man won. It was either him or Beast Mortis, but they chop out Beast Mortis too much, so Buddy Matthews was the obvious pick. Right now I'm looking at Commander. I'm like, you might as well just have Commander take Hologram's spot, because I'm like, he's still one of your best high flyers in your company. Like, dude was going crazy in this match, right? And like, he hardly ever botches from the matches I've seen from him. I'm saying, I don't like seeing him just be a constant jobber. That's what I'm saying. Do something more with fucking Commander. Right, but yeah, that's all that happened here, so we move on. Next, we move on to one of the best matches of the night. And I'm not even joking when I say this. First, we see Paul White, No More BS. All right, you know, well, new shoes, new me, new attitude. I love that theme song, man. Whoa. All right. Then we see, this is the first time I've seen this kid. All right. But this is the Rizzler coming out. All right. And I see why he's called the Rizzler. Right. I ain't knocking it. I like that merch. Like this little Rizzler Godfather shirt he got on. Got good taste. All right. So they come out, you know, he's a special, we see the timekeeper for this match. Then we see QT Marshall, who is now bringing the doom, apparently. All right, and then we see one of the stars here in AEW put the belt on this man. I'm not even kidding. All right, the top ticker himself, Big Boom AJ, and his son Big Justice. All right, they come out. And this was easily one of the best matches of the night. Again, because this is an example of less means more, right? Because the crowd was going crazy for this match. Like, I couldn't believe it. Only like this is so fucking sad. Because I got hate for the go home show. Like, oh, it wasn't trash. I'm like, how can you sit there and watch that shit and think to yourself, this is good, such good shit. How? I can't do it. I don't. Couldn't be me. Like, I broke the shit down segment by segment. Like, how can you enjoy that shit? That was one of the worst go home shows I've ever seen. All right, and I'm not like, and no, hear me out. All right, I'm not hating on Big Boom AJ. I'm just like, why is he here? like, I don't get it because I'm not on TikTok, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't care to know what the Joko Taco Cookie, whatever the fuck that shit's called. I don't care. All right, but apparently these people do here in Newark, New Jersey, because this dude was over. And you're like, boom, boom, like, huh, damn. Like, it was crazy to see. I'm not gonna lie to you. All right, yeah, you think this shit was the main event? Like, you watch this shit, but all right, we're gonna fast forward and break this match down because it was better than I expected. I'm not gonna lie again. And I already know QT is underrated, but after this match, I can never, ever take this man seriously, ever. All right, but fast forward. All right, you know they do the stare down. The crowd was going crazy. All right, so we fast forward. QT hits arm drag. AJ hits the fireman's carry, and followed by a power slam. All right. Fast forward, we see QT. Well, AJ was on the outside arguing with his top flight security. And then we see QT Marshall hits the tope con hilo onto his top flight security. Fast forward, we see QT hits a snap DDT to AJ for 2 count. And then fast forward, we see that this is when the crowd was going like, oh, we want the wrestler. Oh, we want the wrestler. I'm like, this is incredibly sad that this kid asked me like 9 or 10 years old, and he's more over than 90% of the AEW talent. just the idea of that is fucking hilarious to me. And it's so fucking pitiful, man. Like, they should be ashamed. I'm like, yo, how can I be over, like, the Rizzler? You gotta ask yourself that question, right? Fast forward, see AJ hits the spine on the pine, spine buster, 2 count. He then climbs the top rope, hits the diving clothesline to QT, followed by a running power slam. QT then hits the diamond cutter for a 2 count. AJ kicks out, and he couldn't believe it. He was shocked. All right, so he goes out because he was tired of the Rizzler chant, so he's gonna do something about it. And Big Show, or my bad, no more BS. Paul White gets up. He says, "Man, you better take your bitch ass back to that ring before I knock you the fuck out." Like, I still got the weapon of mass destruction right here. And QT's like, hey, I want no problems. Right, gets back into the ring, and he then gets hit by a superplex from AJ. Fast forward, we see Aaron Solo gets involved, which I'm like, I didn't even know he was still here, to be honest. All right, AJ knocks him down. He runs into a pump kick from the QT Marshall. And then we see Big Justice coming in with the big spear. Spears the shit out of this dude. All right. And then we see AJ picks him up for the boom power bomb, or the power boom for the 1, 2, 3. And big boom, AJ goes over. And like this, I say boom because like the crowd was doing that every time he did a punch or any type of move. Like the crowd was like unanimously behind big boom AJ. All right, so yeah, the AJ goes over, and QT Marshall should be absolutely ashamed of himself because he got his ass kicked by an almost 50-year-old top ticker. Absolutely embarrassing for him. All right, so I'm like, again, I said this before, retire. Like, just retire, QT. You can never take this dude seriously after that. Kayfabe, I mean, because I like QT. Always have. I think QT is one of those guys that gets shit on a little too much, in my opinion. Like, the dude knows, he goes out there and does what he needs to do. All right, so I can respect that. He was trusted enough to carry AJ, and that's exactly what he did. All right, in all honesty. So big ups to QT here, and I was impressed from Mr. Papa John's big boom AJ coming out there and doing his thing. All right, and it's sad that you got a 48-year-old man that got bigger arms than Adam Cole. As far as I'm concerned, he should take Adam Cole's spot. Like, here's the real boom right here. Imagine Papa John's going out there and doing Adam Cole's entrance. Like, who's ready for story time with Papa John's, baby? Comes out there, and he goes like, big boom. And the crowd goes crazy. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. If he's serious about wrestling, he'll be a star here in AEW. He'll be a world heavyweight champion in no time. That's how low the standards are in this company, right? But yeah, I was entertained overall. Big ups to Big Boom, AJ, Big Justice, and the Rizzler. All right, I still have no interest in the TikToks. I'm not gonna watch not a single one. All right, but I respect the hustle, and hey, big ups to them. One last thing before we head to the main card. All right, they're getting ready for the Fatal 4-Way for the AEW Tag Team titles. All right, we see Kings of the Black Throne, Outrunners coming out, and then we see the Acclaim, who everybody does not love. All right, Max does his usual sus bars. He says something about he ends with like the best wrestler alive, and he throws a mic at Bowens, and Bowens is like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "The fuck was that?" All right, and then he does his shtick, scissor me daddy ass. I'm like, God, I can't wait. I can't wait for this group to break up. All right, I'm tired of seeing grown men scissoring. I'm tired of seeing daddy ass. Like, I like Billy Gunn. I just hate the term daddy ass. I can't stand it. Right? Like, I want to see Billy Gunn just be Billy Gunn. All right. And I'm done with the Acclaim. I've been done with these guys. Alright, so Max turning heel will be interesting. And now we move on to the main card. Right, we see Private Party making their entrance as they are the current AEW Tag Team Champions, and I'm watching them. I'm watching this entrance, and it's like makes me think to myself, it's like no wonder these guys were jobbers, like doing the same shit, that shots, and looking extremely sus out there, like Dwayne Martin and Mark Quinn. All right, the only thing I care about are the fine ass women next to them. But I digress. All right, so the match was good. All right, for what it was. A lot of fast-paced action to get the crowd hyped up. All right, but fast forward to the finish, which they're telling the story of dissension between the Acclaimed. All right, so you had Maxie tags in Bowens when Bowens was trying to pin, I think it was Isaiah. All right, but he wasn't a legal man, so therefore it doesn't count. Bowens was like, "What the fuck, man?" And then the caster was like, "Tag me in." All right. See one of the Outrunners, I think it was Floyd, he takes out Bowens, and the crowd chants, "Fuck you, caster. Fuck you, caster." Gives enough time for a Private Party to hit the Gin and Juice finisher for the 1, 2, 3. So Private Party retains as they should have. All right. Like, I by no means am a fan of Private Party. Right. They're not one of my favorite tag teams, but I wouldn't want them to be the one tag team to have the shortest reign as tag team champions, because that would be a problem. All right, that's no bueno. All right, so after the match, we see Dwayne Martin. He picks up his nephew. I don't think he has kids, so I think that was like his nephew, maybe cousin. I don't know. And they're celebrating with the crowd, doing shots. So big ups to Little Man, big ups to Private Party. I'm glad they retained here as they should have. And so we move on. Next, we go backstage with Sexy Lexi and freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, where he says that tonight, I take the power from the Rough Riders, because without AEW, there is no Daniel Garcia, there is no Born Briscoe, there is no Private Party, there is no Orange Cassidy without AEW. So tonight, Moxley, I said this before and I say it again, I take back the AEW World Championship, take it out of that briefcase, and I put it in my backpack. First off,
yeah, no, you're not.
No, you're not. All right, but that ain't gonna happen. Second, again, who thought that was a good line? He thought that was a bar saying that goofy shit. All right. Third, all the consensus I see regarding this whole feud, the story between Rough Riders and Orange Cassidy is, why the fuck is this the main event? That's an excellent question, and I don't have the answer to it. Right? I don't know what to tell you, but this is the direction they decided to go. Right? But I digress. So let's move on to the next match, and that's Mr. Maxwell to the Jacob of the Freedmen versus Roderick Strong. This was a decent match, and I've always liked seeing Roderick work in that ring, the Messiah of the Backbreaker, but there wasn't a chance in hell this dude was going over here tonight. Therefore, I couldn't get into it. But before the match happens, MJF grabs the mic. He says, "Shut the hell up. I didn't ask for any of you people's opinion." All right? And Roderick, you know why these people even like you? It's because they're white trash just like you. When I'm not wasting my time in this dog shit company with these fat, dumbass fans, I'm out there shooting movies, making millions. And your mom's out here shooting your dad. It's basically what he said here. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, bruh, ain't you the same dude that has "I love AEW" tatted on your fucking leg? What's his left leg? It was one of his fucking legs. He has that dumbass tattoo. Or it's like AEW for life. Talking about dog shit company. Shit like that makes him look stupid. It's like, come on, bro. You're talking about the huge bidding war of 2024 between WWE and AEW. He chose AEW. So even after talking shit, Con-Man decides to overpay you and re-sign you. I don't know, man. Couldn't be me. But we see Roderick. He chops the shit out of MJF here, and as he should have. But we fast forward to the finish, which was MJF locking in the Fujiwara armbar, aka the Salt of the Earth, for the submission. After the match, we see MJF. He puts Roderick's arm in the chair. Before he does it, he looks. He was like, hey, "Is Adam Cole gonna come out? Anybody? No, not a soul. No one cares about this dude. All right." Runs the ropes and stomps on the chair. kayfabe breaking this dude's arm. All right. And then we see, you know what's all about the boom. Like, who's ready for a story time of Adam Cole? Bye-bye. He comes out super late. All right. And then him and Matt Taven and Mike Bennett, all right, from the Undisputed Kingdom. All right. MJF, he hightails it out of there. Says, fuck that shit. All right. Then we see Kyle O'Reilly coming out, just shoving Adam Cole down. And he's like, what the fuck? Why? You were late. This is your fault. This is on you. Where the fuck were you? All right. So he helps out Roderick, and Adam Cole looks perplexed. It's like, the fuck was that? I'm like, what did I do? Looking like McNulty from The Wire. He's like, the fuck I do? You know what you did. All right. You could have went out there and saved that man, but you didn't. You wait till after his fucking arm gets completely shattered into 1,000 pieces for you to come out there with your shitty theme song. And I missed that his ROH theme song did. I got something for you. Now that was peak Adam Cole. Now, I don't care what anybody says. That was Adam Cole at his best. All right, I missed that Adam Cole. This Adam Cole in AEW ain't it. This guy is not him. All right, but yeah, that's all that happened here. So we move on. The next match is for the TBS Championship. All right, you got Chris Statlander versus the current AEW TBS champion, was CEO, Miss Mercedes Moné. All right. Now, I will say this, that this was easily, because I had to go back and rewatch this shit. This was easily the second best match of the night. Right. And this is one of Moné's best matches in her career. Easily. One of her best performances right here. So let's get into it. We fast forward, we see Moné hits the monkey flip into the mountain punches. We fast forward, she has a couple transitions here, because she had her originally in a suplex position, then like transitions into like a kind of like a front slam, and then picks her up. It's like a military press, and then just like drops her forward, right? And then does a flipping senton into a standing moonsault, showcasing her strength and athleticism, right? So we fast forward, we see Moné hits a Hurricane Rana off the ring apron to Statlander. Right, then she does the running Meteora off the ring apron to Statlander. Chris is trying to get back into the ring, but Moné hits her with the basement drop kick. Fast forward, she hits another Meteora, and then another Meteora. She had like 4 or 5 of them bitches, all right? And then she tries to pin her, uses the ropes. Aubrey like sees it. She's like, hey. And she's like yelling at her. And Aubrey is like, fucking serious? It's like, your hands were on the ropes. I'm like, I'm right here. Like, now she wants to see when people use the ropes. Like, I got you. Aubrey doing her job for once. All right. And next we move on to one of my favorite spots here in this match, which Chris was trying to power her up for a power bomb. But Moné like counters it into a net breaker, and the way she did it, like the way they executed the spot was seamless. That shit was smooth and it looked devastating. Even the crowd pop, they're like, oh, like that shit looked nasty. You fast forward, she then hits like the sunset flip into the corner there, then does another running meteor to the corner. So we fast forward, we see Statlander like does kind of like a release squirt buster to Moné. Then we're going to fast forward. Moné tries to go for another meteor, but Chris catches her and then does like a fallaway buckle bomb to the turnbuckle. That was sick too. That was another sick transition or counter. When we fast forward, we see Statlander hits the power slam, followed by the chaos theory, which Tony didn't even know what that was. But Nigel had to correct him. He had to put him up on game. He said, big ups to Doug Williams. Damn right, because I believe he was the one that innovated this move. All right, if I'm not mistaken, that was his old finisher. So I don't even know what happened to Doug Williams. I don't know. I digress. When the fast forward, where she hits the discus clothesline into kind of like a fisherman buster or a driver, we want to call it, or for a 2 count. We fast forward to another sick counter, all right, from Moné here, where she pushes herself off a turnbuckle into a tornado DDT. That was sick. Like, I like the way that they executed that move. That was nasty. We fast forward, we see Moné hits the Three Amigas. Olale, viva la raza, Simon. Right? And that's another reason I can't really hate on Monet here, because Eddie Guerrero was her inspiration for entering the pro wrestling industry. And I can respect that, because I said this on the channel, Eddie Guerrero is my favorite wrestler of all time. Easily, it's not even close. Right, so that's one of the reasons why I can't come to find myself hating Mercedes, even as obnoxious as she is. Right, but we fast forward, where we see Statlander hits the 5, where she then tries to go for the 450 splash, she misses. All right, and then from here they tell the story that Statlander's right leg's banged up, so we see Monet, she capitalizes off of it, hones in and targets the right leg, hits the frog splash, hits 1 backstabber, 2 backstabbers, and the Monet maker, and Statlander kicks out. And I'm like, and the crowd popped, they're like, yo. And I'm like, really, that should have been the finish, because that's, how the fuck you kick out of 2 backstabbers and the Monet maker, which she never hits clean, by the way. The only time I seen her hit that move clean was, I think it was on Stephanie Fakir during their little feud or whatever. I think that's like the only time I see her ever hit that fucking move clean. But we fast forward, Statlander tries to lock in the backslide pin. She kicks out of it. All right, she then like picks her ass up for like a electric chair face buster. And then this transition was crazy right here. All right, this should have been the finish, in my opinion. She has her in this position, but she flips her over and powers her up into like the Night Fever Tombstone pile driver. All right, but we see Monet like targets the right leg, attacks her, tries to bite a chunk of that juicy thigh on Statlander. All right, she then like trips her up into like the rope. Well, I don't know what you call that move. I don't fucking know. But we see Monet pins her 1, 2, 3 off of that. So I'm like, the only problem with this match was the finish. All right, the finish was weak, absolutely fucking weak. There were several issues with the finish. It's the fact that Monet no longer needs Camille at this point, because she went out there, because the story that they were telling prior to this match was Chris was like on the hunt for Monet here. All right, every single week it was Camille being embarrassed, looked like a complete jobber. All right, then Monet was like, you fucking suck, you're an incompetent piece of shit, you sit your ass back here and watch how it's done. Watch how the CEO gets things done around here. She goes out there and gets it done. All right, clean. This is clean here. All right, so like she no longer needs Camille. And I see people talking about how like this buried Chris Statlander, because you had Monet get the majority of offense in this match, and then you have Statlander kick out of 2 backstabbers and a Monet maker just to lose to that weak ass finish. I'm like, I see their point. Now here's the thing. All right, Monet wasn't gonna lose here, right? Nah, she has to drop that fucking New Japan Strong title before she even drops the TBS Championship, right? So it ain't gonna happen, all right? But regardless, they still went out there and had an excellent performance, right? Now here's the thing that needs to happen with Chris Statlander, all right? She needs to go after the AEW Women's World title, all right? She's already been the TBS champion, been there, done that. So why the fuck she's still lingering around this fucking title? I don't fucking know. Right now, if that happens, like she goes back to just, you know, having meaningless matches on fucking Rampage, and yeah, I'll say she's buried, right? But she needs to go after Mariah May, right? Like fucking, like I don't know, I don't get it. I don't understand. What are we doing here, right? That's what needs to happen with Statlander, all right? And if that doesn't happen, then yeah, she's buried, 100%. But we shall see. But yeah, Mercedes, she's out there saying to herself, "I'm the best TBS champion of all time," right? And then she's flexing in front of the crowd that was booing the shit out of her, because they were chanting, "Let's go Stat, let's go Stat, let's go Stat." And then the moment she loses, they're like, "Boo, boo, booing the fuck out of this woman." Right now, she should, right? And she's doing her stupid ass dance on top of the rampway, and I'm like, is someone gonna come out here and confront her? Is it Camille? Is she gonna turn face? No, nobody. Nobody's coming out here. No, okay, all right. Silly me, I guess. And that's it for this match. But regardless, this was I enjoyed this match very much. This was again one of Monet's best performances, one of her easily her best match here in AEW. This and her match that she had with Willow. So yeah, that's all that happened here. So we move on. All right, I'm trying to knock out these matches back to back. All right, I'm not trying to be here all fucking day. You know, like again, I had to cover 12 fucking matches, man. Damn, it's too much, too fucking much, man. My next match, all right, is the rubber match between the Switchblade, Jay Caucasian, and Adam the Arsonist Page. The story that they were trying to tell was Switchblade trying to make Hangman tap out, and Hangman trying to get revenge on Switchblade for getting in his way. So early on, they were trying to target each other's legs. Fast forward, Hangman hits the belly suplex onto Jay. Fast forward, and he's just stomping out Jay's his left leg, I believe. Fast forward, Jay hits a snap DDT to Hangman. Now fast forward again, Hangman hits the fallaway slam to the corner to Jay here. Fast forward, Hangman wanted to take this time out to dedicate a fuck you to his haters because the crowd was chanting, "Let's go Switchblade, cowboy shit. Let's go Switchblade, cowboy shit." And hits the avalanche fallaway slam to Jay. So you fast forward, see Jay working on Hangman's right leg. Right? He just throws it into the turn post. He then hits a superplex to Hangman, then a snap flatliner, which is one of my favorite moves that he does to Hangman. Right, so we fast forward, Hangman hits a pop-up sit-out powerbomb to Jay here. Jay then hits a sleeper suplex on the ring apron. Then he hits another one on the outside. I'm like, my goodness. It's not looking good for Hangman, right? Fast forward, Jay tries to do a knee breaker to Hangman. Hangman counters and pushes him to the barricade. He then traps his, I think it was his left ankle into the barricade, kind of wedges it, then proceeds to kick the barricade, but as you can see, lifts up his ankle while Hangman's kicking the barricade, and then he puts it back down, like, oh, like, ah, ooh, ah, you know, let's caught that, just thought that was funny. So you fast forward, Hangman locks in the ankle lock to Jay on the outside. All right, you have to fight the 10 count, so you go back in. Hangman locks in the ankle lock again to Jay, but Jay gets the ropes. He then hits the dragon screw using the second rope. Fast forward, Jay hits that spinning Uranagi of his. It's one of my favorite moves that he does. All right, for 2 count. He then counters the ankle lock into kind of like an inverted figure 4. Hangman gets out of it. He then hits not 1, but 2 Deadeyes, and he still kicks out. And I'm like, come on, man. But the finish of the match was they're countering each other's finishers. Jay manages to hit like a snap Blade Runner for the 1, 2, 3. So the winner is the Switchblade, Jay Caucasian, who is now 5-1 on Hangman. I'm just like, come on, man. The Hangman should have won here, but at least he didn't tap out. But it creates the question, where do we go with Hangman? Because you had whose house? Swerve Strickland struggled to beat Hangman during their feud, but here's fucking Jay Caucasian, like 2-0 against this dude, clean, clean, mind you. I'm like, I don't know. So are they gonna go for the hat trick, 3-0 with like Switchblade here? I mean, what are we doing? I don't know, but it was a decent match. But yeah, Hangman should have won. So I don't know where the fuck you do with Hangman after this, but you see Jay White celebrating that he was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bang, over to Hangman. So he tries to walk away. This infuriates Hangman, as it should. So he goes, attacks him. Christopher Daniels stops him. He's like, "You're better than this. Stop it, man." It's like, I've known you for years, man. Stop it. Don't do this. All right. Then Hangman says, "Shut the fuck up," and just drops his ass, lays his ass out. Poor Daniels. He goes out there, tries to do the right thing, and he gets his ass kicked because of it. So Hangman walks away, and that's all that happens here. So we move on to the next match, which is a grudge match between Oi Bruv Will Ospreay versus a proto-star, David Bowie, aka Kyle Fletcher, who comes out with a new theme song, and it says, "I don't want to live forever. I just want to die a king." So you got one company. You got Jimmy No Yeet, who was born a king, Uso. And then here in AEW, you got Kyle, who doesn't want to live forever. He wants to die a king. Fletcher. Can't make this shit up. What the fuck's he a king of? I have no fucking clue, man. But he comes out, they do the stare down, and let me tell you, I could not get into this match. Because just like most Ospreay matches, it's just a spot fest, lack of psychology, and no selling. Just like when you have these dudes just casually doing tombstones on the outside, but running through spots like a super kick into a Spanish fly, into a lariat, into a flying kitten blade, or hitting the tombstone pile driver onto the steel fucking steps on the outside, and the match still continues. Not only does it continue, but he hits the Kawada driver, or some people call it the Gonzo bomb, looks like the Kawada driver to me, or he calls it the Grimstone, for a 2 count. None of that ends the match, but you know what does end the match? Hitting the Super Brain Buster. That's what ends the fucking match. These guys constantly dropping each other in their fucking head, and for what? But at least Kyle gets to win. I wasn't expecting him to win. I thought they were gonna have Ospreay go over and then have a rematch to where like Kyle's like obsessed with him. But no, he goes over here. So good for him, and he won clean. You got people saying that Kyle like kind of reminds him of a young Randy Orton. And I'm just like, whoa, whoa. Like, slow your roll. Calm down. Alright, I like Kyle, but I don't see it. Alright, and I see potential in Kyle. Alright, he just needs to separate himself from fucking Ospreay like he's been doing. Because that was an Ospreay style match. Alright, which is no bueno. I don't like that shit. He just, like, the thing with Ospreay is like his main issue is his fucking no selling. And it's, the minute he does that shit, it takes me out of it. I'm like this is such bullshit. Like, and he does it like 15, 20 minutes into the match. Like, just springs back up. Like, what the fuck is that, man? It's garbage. Fucking garbage. So that's what Kyle doesn't want to do. Don't do that stupid shit. Alright, separate yourself from Ospreay, be your own man, have your own moveset, and like, you'll be good. Alright, but definitely work on his promos, because that shit needs work. Alright, but Kyle has potential. I will say that. Oh yeah, this match wasn't it. If you enjoy it, I'm happy for you, more power to you, but I don't. That's not the wrestling I enjoy. Fuck out of here. Fucking non-selling garbage. I just casually do tombstone pile drivers like it's just a transitional move. Like, the fuck is that? Or you hit the Kawada driver. That doesn't end the match. Like, come on, man. And I know Con Man he admires Japanese wrestling. Just the problem is that you guys don't do it as good as OGs once did it. Alright, so just don't do it. Just stop it. Stop it. Just like find your own identity. Or be your own alternative for professional wrestling. That's what AEW was all about. Wasn't that the intention? I could be wrong. What the fuck do I know, huh? But after the match, we see My Name is Earl, aka Mark Davis from Aussie. Oi, rocking his Macklemore jacket. He comes out to check on Ospreay, and we see Kyle. He's like, hey, you two deserve each other. Why don't you make him a warm glass of milk and tuck his ass into bed? Don Callis says,
You're done. You're washed. It's over.
And I saw that happen here, so we moved the fuck on. Fuck this match, man. Next, we get the one of the highly anticipated moments of the night. And that's the Champagne Championship Celebration, right, with Mina Shirakawa looking sexy as ever. She introduces the love of her life, and that is the current AEW Women's World Champion, the Glamour, Mariah May. Mariah May comes out and she says, this is the celebration I've been waiting for my whole life, because it was worth it going through this disgusting, filthy women's division to get to this moment right here. I don't know what happened to her left eye. I think it might have happened during her match with Anna Jay, I guess. I don't know. I didn't watch it. But Mina then says, I love you, Mariah May, and long live her championship reign. So they drink their apple cider together. Right? Got Mina, she was twerking, shaking what her mama gave her. And then behind her, you see Mariah. She grabs a champagne bottle. It's about to bust that champagne bottle right upside Mina's head. But Mina dodges it, right? Because the crowd was like, "Oh shit!" And Mina was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" She then does a Cobra Kai roundhouse kick and just like completely smashes the fucking champagne bottle out of her hand. That was sick. I like that spot. Mariah then spits on Mina. This infuriates her. She says, "Bitch," and then spears her. Because here's what happens. You have two tables that are set up off the rampway area. Right, but they kind of like bounce off of one table and go through the other. So you have a "I am the table" or "I bring nothing to the table, I'm the table" spot right here. Right? And I see people are shitting on Mina Spear here. But I'm like, man, cut her some slack. She's wearing fucking heels. Alright? It's kind of hard to spear someone in fucking heels. Just saying. Right? But Mariah was selling it like she was knocked out unconscious. Alright, then you see Mina, she gets up and her mouth is bleeding. So I don't know if that was legitimate or just gave her like a blood capsule or some shit. I don't fucking know. Alright, she goes and kind of just like smears her blood on like over Mariah, just yells at her. She's like, "How can you do this to me?" Right, and then like security and referees get her out of there. And that's it. So my main criticism is that this segment was like pretty underwhelming, especially I'm like, you waited all this time and this is it? Wait, that's all you do? Like this was literally a Dynamite segment here on this pay-per-view. I'm just saying. So it just came off as underwhelming. But it sets up the feud finally between Mina and Mariah. Right? And is Mina going over? Nah. It ain't happening. Right? But I am looking forward to the feud nonetheless. Alright, but that's all that happened here. So we move on. Next, we have a title match for the TNT Championship. We got Daniel Garcia versus Jungle Jobber Jack Perry. This was right around the time where I fell asleep. You know, I'm not even joking. Alright? Because I had zero interest in this match. But I will say I did appreciate the little special video package for Daniel Garcia with his mom's, you know, like showing his childhood growing up. That was well done. You know, I like that. Like, not nothing against Daniel Garcia, but just he does nothing for me. You know, outside of him just being a good technical wrestler. All right, but you know, fast forward to the finish, and like prior to this, like during the match, you had this kid Jungle Jobber telling Daniel Garcia that he ain't ready. Imagine that. Imagine a dude that's half your size, probably has half your experience wrestling, telling you ain't ready yet. And Daniel should have slapped the shit out of him immediately, saying that dumbass shit. But he fast forward to the finish, which was Daniel Garcia locking in the sharpshooter, or the modified sharpshooter, for the submission. And the new TNT champion, Daniel Garcia. And the crowd popped too. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think he was gonna win here. Like, I thought Jungle Boy's coming on some fuck shit, get another fucking sneaky win over Daniel Garcia. But yeah, I'm glad he won. I am glad. So big ups to Daniel Garcia for winning the TNT championship. And I still don't give two shits about Jungle Jobber. Right? I don't care. But at least he did the right thing here and putting over Daniel Garcia. So I will say that. But now we move on to the next match. And it is for the International Championship. You got Ricochet versus The Alpha. Konosuke Takeshita. Alright, decent match overall. So let's break it down. Alright. Fast forward, we see Ricochet does the handspring to Ares. And followed by the drop kick. And then he does his springboard crossbody to Konosuke. Fast forward, Konosuke hits a big boot. They fight on the outside. He throws him into the barricade. He then picks his ass up, does a release back suplex that like Randy Orton does to like the timekeeper area. And the sound that it made, that shit sounded painful. Right? Like, I wouldn't want to take that bump. You fast forward, Konosuke hits like a swinging backbreaker. Then he hits a swinging sidewalk slam for 2 count. And from here, he just does like some repeated hard Irish whips into the turnbuckle. Fast forward, I will see Konosuke, he does kind of like a military press. Just throws Ricochet off from the turnbuckle. Fast forward, Ricochet does a handspring back elbow. He does a springboard lariat. Then he does the insecurity to Konosuke. He lands on the outside. Then does like a handspring twister move, I guess. I don't know what the fuck you call it. He took Konosuke on the outside. He then does a springboard 450 splash for a 2 count. This is when Don Callis gets up because he was on commentary the whole time talking about fucking Ricochet's abs and how like physically imposing, impressive the Alpha is. He gets up, crowd chants, "Fuck you, Callis. Fuck you, Callis." We fast forward, see Konosuke, he counters Ricochet to the nasty Blue Thunder Bomb. So fast forward, they're countering each other, but Konosuke lands a deadlift wheelbarrow suplex to Ricochet. Alright, Ricochet then does like a bicycle knee and knocks him down with a running lariat. So fast forward, Ricochet does a running dropkick to Konosuke in the corner. Fast forward again, Konosuke does an avalanche release German suplex to Ricochet. He then does a running lariat of his own for a 2 count. He then hits the power drive knee to Ricochet for another 2 count. We fast forward, Ricochet hits the Stamp Hurricanrana to Konosuke top rope. He then hits the Poison Rana, followed up by the Shooting Star Press from the top rope for a 2 count. Right, and then we see Konosuke, he counters into the Hito Danashi driver, 2 count. Ricochet does kind of like a fireman's carry to a soccer kick, but the finish of the match was Konosuke hitting the Avalanche Raging Fire, just kind of like the Falcon's arrow, for the 1, 2, 3. And still, the international champion, the Alpha, Konosuke Takeshita. The right man went over, and I'm sure Ricochet is going to win the fucking mid-card belt at some point. Or hell, he could be fucking Daniel Garcia for the TNT title. Or he could go on to win the fake G1 Climax, which is the Continental Classic, and beat fucking Okada for the Continental Championship. There you go. It's something. But now is the time for the Alpha. Alright? He doesn't need to be losing that belt anytime soon. Alright, so big ups to both these men going out there putting on a decent performance. Right, but now we move on to what is considered to be the best match of the night, in my opinion. All right, and a lot of people's opinion. Right, and that's the match between whose house? Swerve Strickland versus the Almighty Bobby Lashley. Because we hurt people. Hey yo, we hurt people. You know, I kind of like that theme song. I ain't gonna lie. It's always good to hear good old JR on commentary. So we fast forward, Lashley hits a clothesline, followed up by a scoop slam, then hits a net breaker into a Yokosuka cutter. Tries to go for a pin, but he picks his ass up like it's 2K24. He said, nah, I ain't done yet, I'm just getting started. Fast forward, we see Lashley hits the stalling suplex, then he hits a running power slam. Fast forward, he then runs right into Swerve Strickland's boot in the corner. And then we see on outside, we see the Elite Standard, Shelton Benjamin. He's arguing with Prince Nana. And then Shelton's like, who the fuck you think you're talking to? And Nana was like, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. While he's hiding behind fucking DJ Khaled over here. What's he doing? I'm like, leave that poor guy out of it. So you fast forward. At this point, Lashley's just whooping his dude's ass all over ringside. He takes time out to dap up MVP. MVP is like, see, that's what I'm talking about. Because we hurt people. Hey, yo, we hurt people. And the crowd was chanting it the whole fucking match, too. Alright, they already know what's up. Alright, but fast forward. Lashley tries to get back inside, but he wastes too much time, so Swerve hits a running knee to Lashley here. Tries to go for it again, or some type of move, but we see Shelton trips him up, but he doesn't quite get all of it, kind of misses, but the referee fucking rejects him from ringside anyway. Shelton was like, I didn't even do anything. MVP was like, no, nah, that is unacceptable. Alright, but fast forward, see Lashley, he catches Swerve, hits the one-arm spine buster to Swerve on the ring apron there. He set up the steel steps, but we fast forward, he's trying to go for like the running power slam onto the steel steps, but Swerve counters, pushes him directly into the steel steps. Right? Fast forward, he then hits the DDT onto the ring apron. We then fast forward to easily, this was the spot of the night. Not the spot of the match, spot of the night right here. Where Swerve, he jumps on like off the steel steps and does a diving foot stomp or the Swerve stomp onto Lashley through the announce table. You see Soul Jacoa on the Spanish announce table losing his shit. He's like, oh, you know, because the table just obliterates into smithereens. JR on commentary was like, good God Almighty, oh the humanity. Do we have broken tables or broken bodies? I don't know. But yeah, that was cool. That was excellent. Well done. All right, we fast forward. All right. Swerve hits the house call kick to Lashley. He then hits the Swerve stomp to Lashley for 2 count. Fast forward, he's arguing with MVP. MVP was like, hey man, don't worry about me. You gotta worry about the Almighty. All right, then Lashley hits the release, like overhead belly-to-belly suplex. He then spears him through the barricade. The crowd was invested in this match the entire time. Alright, but the finish of the match was Lashley hitting one more spear, then locks in the hurt lock, puts his ass to sleep. The winner in a dominant fashion is the almighty Bobby Lashley. See Eddie Murphy, aka Prince Nana, on the outside in complete disbelief. He couldn't believe what he just witnessed with his own eyes. Where he goes in there, tries to help out his boy, then Lashley locks in the hurt lock and puts his bitch ass to sleep as well, because they hurt people. Hey yo, they hurt people, and that's exactly what the fuck they did. Now, me personally, I want to see a squash match to where Lashley just hits a spear, locks in the hurt lock, puts his ass to sleep, and then that's it. That's what I wanted to see. But this exceeded my expectations, so I'm not mad. Match itself was hard hitting, stiff. You know, they were selling. Imagine selling. Man, selling could go a long way in a match. I'm just saying, Will Ospreay. Right, but yeah, this was easily the match of the night, in my opinion. But now we move on to the main event.
Well, it looks like the fight's already started. It's time for the main event.
And that's for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. And I can tell you right the fuck now, I don't care. Don't care about this match. You know, the crowd was invested into it for, their reasons. Like, Orange Cassidy is a favorite here in AEW, but it's predictable. It's like, come on, man. Orange Cassidy is not winning the world title here. He may at some point, but it ain't gonna be tonight. That's for damn sure. So you fast forward to the finish, which was after Moxley distracts referee Rick Knox, whatever his name is. Fucking Wheeler Yuta with his non-charismatic ass comes in, hits a shitty psycho knee to Orange Cassidy. Gives enough time for Moxley to hit the Death Rider DDT for the 1, 2, 3. Right, so, and still AEW World Champion Jon Moxley. Right, after the match, you see Moxley's talking to shit. Right, and then they pour a disinfectant onto OC here. Then we see Hangman coming out and confronting Moxley, and you're like, they're teasing the face off between these two? Like, what's going on here? This doesn't make sense because Hangman lost, so wouldn't it be Jay White to be the next number 1 contender? But I digress. All right, then we see the Patriarch, Christian Cage, coming out of nowhere, hitting the Unprettier onto Moxley. They're teasing the cash in. All right, and we see Hangman, he had a hold of the contract, and Christian was like, give it to me, man, come on. Like, look, if I win, I'll give you the first shot. All right, he releases the contract. Christian was trying to cash it in, and then we see Switchblade J. Caucasian coming in like the asshole that he is. Hits the Blade Runner onto Christian, packs his ass up, completely ruins the moment. It was done after this. So I'm like, because the people wanted to see the Patriarch become the new, undisputed AEW World Heavyweight Champion. And Jay Caucasian fucked that up. We didn't see Claudio and Pac, they beat the shit out of him. And I'm like, stomp his ass out. Get him. Get his ass. All right. But Rough Riders, they hightail it out of there, all right? And then we see a fucking car just run into like Moxley's truck for whatever reason. And then they pretty much do a GTA 6 and hijack a fucking Suburban that's right by an ambulance. They fucking bounce. All right, then we see Darby Allin. He's like, "Where the fuck you going, Moxley? Let's end this shit right now." And then he struggles to climb the truck. He then thinks it's like a Street Fighter minigame from like Street Fighter 5, 4, 6. You pick. Alright, he then tries to bash the windshield, and like you got the NPCs, they're telling him like, "Hey, what are you doing, Darby? Get down, bro. Relax, dude." And Darby's like, "Bro, you're going. I'm still standing. I'm still standing." And that's it. That's it for Full Gear. Alright, so the ending, like people were saying, was trash. That shit was absolute garbage. Well, yeah, overall, I get this show a decent out of 10. You know, like there was some good and there was some bad. So it's right there, smack dab in the middle for me. Let me know your favorite match, your favorite moment, and all that good stuff in the comment section. I've been here way too long, almost a fucking hour. But that's what happens. You got to break down a damn near 5-hour fucking wrestling show, man. Inexcusable. Too fucking long, man. It is what it is, right? So, love it, hate it, comment, subscribe to the channel. It's all the same to me. I just want to see the engagement, feedback from you guys, because you guys have no problem hating. I got some hate on the fucking Go Home show, but again, that shit was garbage, and I stand on it. 10 toes down. Or it's funny. It's like whenever I bash AEW, I get dislikes, but whenever I praise it, like I hardly get likes. You know what I mean? Like, can't make this shit up. All right, but yeah. So our next video will be the Monday Night Raw review. Then we have Thanksgiving coming up. I don't know if they're doing a TNA episode for Thanksgiving like they usually do the Feast of Fire match. I don't know if they're doing that this year. I don't know, but yeah. So if you guys even made it to this point, God bless you. All right, and I thank you. I thank you very much. I try to make this review as painful as possible for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. All right, because that's what really matters at the end of the day. That's why I do this content. But yeah, waste enough of you guys' time. So be safe, be blessed, take care of yourself, protect you and your loved ones, and most importantly, trust in God. Because I'm out of here. Until next time, adios.